What we do here is go back.
I asked for 15,000 likes. You guys got me that. So here we are for the two-way stretch 5 build video. All I ask is let's try to keep that same energy and hit 15,000 likes again on this video right now. Go like the video, bro. It takes 2 seconds. But without further ado, let's get right into it. This is the two-way stretch 5 at 99.9 overall. I just want to show you the attributes. Then I'm going to show you how to make the build. And then we got gameplay if anyone hasn't seen the build from my past 2 videos. But I do recommend you go check that out. This is the build at 99.9, completely maxed out, completely badged out. Everything is done on the build. I'm not going to go into my opinion about everything on the build right now because I did that in the last 2 videos. If you haven't seen them, definitely go check those out. But let's get into how to actually create this two-way stretch 5. Okay, so this is all my build, obviously. This is exactly how I made it. You guys tweak it how you want. Some people might want power forward. I went center, left-handed, 23, whatever. All right, that stuff don't matter. Let's get into it. The most popular center build, as I've said, is the shooting and defending, but we're looking for a pure stretch. We're looking for an actual stretch big. So we got to go the all green, the pure shooting pie chart. Get the best shooting possible. And then we're going to tweak some stuff to try to get good defense as well. So for the physical pie chart, most people will go with one of the strength ones, you know, strength and a vertical, strength and agility. But for me, I want to have a little bit of speed. Now, I'm not going to give up all my strength, of course. You need some strength because he's a center, but I want some speed as well. So I'm going with the balanced one all the way at the bottom. Now, this is what I did on my attributes, okay? Exactly what I did. This is how I got the two-way stretch 5. So I maxed out close shot, driving dunk, standing dunk. Then I put up the shooting all the way, but listen, you're going to get +5 at 99.9. You're not going to have 100 post fade, so I'm going to just put it down to 94 so that when I get my +5, it goes to 99. And then I'm going to lower my free throw as much as I can, but still get 30 shooting badges. You see right there, the breaking point, so I leave it at 30. Now, down here on the defense, I maxed out interior, steal, block, and then both reboundings. Some people might want to put up lateral quickness and stuff, but I'm gonna be honest with you, once you start raising the height of a player, it really kills those attributes. So you're basically just wasting attribute points. You're putting attributes in, you know, if you were to max this out, then you're gonna go up a couple inches in height. You're gonna lose, you know, 3, 6, 10 attributes. You just wasted all those attributes because you just lost the ones that you put on. So instead, max out ball handling. You're not going to be a dribble god or nothing like that, but as you saw from the intro, you can still do some things. And then for me, I know other people might put it somewhere. You might want to put it on like driving, layup or something. But for me, I like to run 3v3 and 5v5, and I want to throw deep outlet passes. So yes, break starter is going to help, but pass accuracy is a big factor as well in terms of how consistent you could throw those outlet passes. So playing as the center, I'm going to max out my pass accuracy, or not max out, but I'm going to put all the rest of the attribute points on pass accuracy to help me out in that category. Body type, I went built. Obviously, it doesn't matter. Pick whatever you want. Now, the height. I want to have a little bit of speed. You know, once you start to get up into the 7'2", 7'3", you're looking at like 30, you know, 30-something speed, maybe in the 40s. But I also want to be tall. I'm not trying to go down to like 6'9" or something. You know, then it's like you're not really a stretch big anymore. You're more of like a pure sharp. I want to be a stretch big, so I'm liking the look of 7'1", and it's pretty funny because like a lot of my past stretch bigs were 7'1". Like I think 2K18 I was 7'1". I think last year I was 7 foot. So 7'1" is what I went with. Now max weight, you're gonna get 80 strength, so I'm gonna put it down 2 ticks. That's gonna give me 1 more acceleration, but keep me with maximum strength possible on this build. And that's what we're rocking with right there. Now wingspan, I know some people might want to go minimum. Get the best shooting possible on a stretch, but you got to realize you're the center. You got to protect the paint. You got to get the rebounds. So I went with a longer wingspan. Now, the thing is, if you go max wingspan, the farthest you're going to be called a paint defender. Now, if you're okay with that name, go ahead and do it. But if you just go one tick down, instead of 95.2, turn it down to 94.2, you go from a paint defender to a two-way stretch 5, which is a much cooler name. And instead of starting with a 79 3 ball, you start with an 83 ball, which eventually will become an 85 at 99.9. So to get the two-way stretch 5, you go 94.2 on the wingspan. You get the choice of sharper rim. I'm going sharp all day because I'm looking to make a stretch big. And there it is, two-way stretch 5, NBA 2K20. Overall, a pretty solid build, honestly. A build that's very, very fun. I will say that. It's a lot of fun to play on. But also remember, I'll be honest with you. Remember, I'm a legend. All the gameplays you're seeing, I'm a legend. I have 10 extra badges in every category. So that means I have 11 playmaking and 11 finishing as opposed to only having 1. But the good thing about this build is you're a center. I have 17 defensive badges. You're only going to have 7 if you're not a legend. But even with 7, I promise you, you'll be fine as a center. All you need is bronze rim protector, bronze chase down. Then I would throw on gold intimidator, because intimidator is a really important badge for helping people miss shots in the paint. So I would go gold intimidator, and that still leaves you with 2 more extra badge upgrades to put elsewhere. Now, obviously, it's better at legend. I see people say that all the time, like, oh, the build is just looking this good because it's at legend. Well, remember, every single build is gonna look better at legend because you're getting more badge upgrades. Doesn't mean the build's unstoppable, doesn't mean the build's the best build ever, but every single build is gonna look better at legend. Doesn't matter what the build is. But even when it's not at legend, you're gonna have 30 shooting badge upgrades, okay? You don't need the extra 10 to shoot consistently. Offensively, if you run this build with a ISO player and you're spotting up, it's going to be really, really good. You can green from everywhere. Or even if you're running with a guard that, you know, maybe like a two-way slashing playmaker or a two-way 3-level facilitator, a build that wants to run pick and pop, pick and roll, this build is really, really good. Like, it's so tough to guard, and by going 7-1, you guys saw I have like almost a 60 speed. I'm not super slow. I can move, create my own shot a little bit, and the pick and pops are insane. It is so tough to guard on the 2s. It's so tough to guard someone that can not only pick and roll, but someone that can pick and pop and shoot from Afghanistan. Like, you can shoot from half court on this build. You can shoot from so deep, and you're still really big, so you can protect the paint. I guard and rebound against other centers with no problem at all. Like, the build feels really, really good inside. That was one of my biggest surprises, was how good it was defending the paint and rebounding the ball. It's solid, especially when you're 7-1. Most people out here making, you know, 6'10", 6'11 centers, you're always going to have that size advantage. Now, in terms of comp scenarios, to me, this is not the build for. If you're running comp pro-am, nope. You're way too slow. Definitely the Bill Russell build is way better for comp pro-am games. Even 3v3 on this build, I just think it's a little too slow in terms of the help defense. That was one thing I was saying about the Bill Russell Paint Beast 6'9 Paint Beast build. The big thing about that build is how athletic and how mobile, how versatile it is. This build is not that. This build is a big shooter that can also protect the paint. That's essentially what this build does well. But as I said, I didn't make this build in terms of being a comp build. I made this build to have fun on 2K20. I wanted to shoot over people. I wanted to shoot from half court. I wanted to shoot crazy shots and be able to green in people's faces. And you saw from the intro, I mean, you saw me shooting heavily contesteds on this build. If you watched my last video where I was shooting 100% contested shots in NBA 2K20, you guys already know what this build is capable of, and that's why y'all got the video to 15,000 likes, because you wanted this exact build, and that's why I'm bringing it to you here today. But check this out. This gameplay is literally about to wrap up in a minute. We start going off on this build, okay? So check this out. Nut hits a 3. Now we're going to inbound, obviously. Now look what we're able to do. This is why I maxed out the ball handling. I'm not saying you're going to be able to be a dribble god and all that, but you can do some things. Check it out. Snatch back, step back, cross, crab dribble, step back, pull up over him, green. If you didn't upgrade your ball handling, you're probably not going to be doing stuff like that. The goal was to try to bring back the 2K17, 2K18, 2K19 type stretch big. And we kind of were able to do. I'm not saying it's exactly, but we are shooting contested shots over people. We can dribble a little bit. We're out here winning games on the park, no problem at all. The build is a ton of fun, just like stretch bigs were in the past. You can still kind of dex off ball and move because you got almost a 60 speed with the way I made him, plus your 7-1 to shoot over the top of people's heads. I think we did a pretty good job, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.